Did you ever think you would make it? I feel I'm so close, I could taste sweet victory. I know this life meant for me. Yeah, why would you bet on Goliath when we got Bet David? Valuetainment, giving values contagious. This world of entrepreneurs, we gain no value to haters. How they run, homie, look what I become. I'm the one.
PBD Podcast.
We're live.
Oh, we're going live right now.
Yeah, so folks, emergency podcast. Yesterday I tweeted about it, asking if you guys want one. Everybody said yes. After what happened with the news yesterday with Tate's arrest, we came together, had a couple meetings, movable, which is good, and now here we are doing this live podcast. Meanwhile, I do want to start off with this tweet, just so everybody knows. This is a tweet that was posted by Andrew Tate just 3 hours ago at 5:30 a.m., and he said the Matrix send their agents. And if you don't know yet, they got arrested last night. They got raided last night. And right after getting raided, you know, a bunch of different people, different Twitter spaces. A guy, Mario Neftal, I believe, who does a phenomenal job with these Twitter spaces. We were on. There was a bunch of people, a few 100,000 people on the Twitter space last night talking on this issue. And it was very, very interesting to see the two different sides. A group that was super happy that this took place, and a group that was super devastated that this took place. Anyways, we're going to talk about that today on the podcast. Adam, Vinny, Malik, a.k.a. Rob in the house as well. What was your initial thought when you saw this, Adam?
I don't think anybody was shocked because he's addressed these allegations prior. Even the interview we did with Tate, he was saying, yeah, they've attempted to conspire against me, the Matrix, the system, and specifically he addressed human trafficking, sex trafficking. He addressed this, do you recall?
Yeah.
And he's like, I've never held a woman against her will, right? And this is sort of the knock on him. So the people, like, I don't know how much Tate is worth. Allegedly, you know, he says hundreds of millions, billions.
Like, I mean, if you got a casino, you're doing well.
I don't know his net worth. I have an inkling that it's a pretty high amount, but I think a lot of people think it's a lot higher than it actually is. Regardless, I think he's obviously successful guy. It's no secret that he has made his money from doing cam girls, video girls, web girls. And he tells the story of, well, there's girls that work with me and they make 10 grand a month, let's say. I take 5, they take 5. All right, so that's the split, 50-50. If they try to go do it on their own, they go make $2,000 and they get to keep 100% of it. Yeah. So what do you want to do, baby? You want to come work for me and I keep half the money and you still make more money, or you want to go do it on your do it on your own? And essentially that was his business model. And I'm sure it did well. I mean, we've seen what happens with the rise of OnlyFans and sex workers online. And by the way, there's nothing illegal about that. Nothing, as far as I know. Where I think it gets into murky waters is, you know, everything that goes with the Me Too movement, believe all women. It's like all it takes is for like one girl to say one wrong thing, and next thing you know, everyone's believing it. So here, I guess, is my point.
And by the way, we're going to go through a lot of different things. Greta, we're going to talk about the tweets, the stories, what happened. We're going to read all of that. But
that's what I learned is right there, Pat. Don't mess with Greta Thunberg. She is an OG. First of all, I don't think it's her, but her first one was, you know, smalldickwhatever.com. Today's tweet, she goes, that's what you get.
Why don't we go through it? Why don't we actually go through it? Go show the tweet. Go up a little bit.
That's her first one, right?
No, go.
Well, this is the very first tweet.
Yeah, so, hello, Greta, I'm 30. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti is this. My 2 Ferraris are this. This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send you a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. By the way, look at how many likes it gets. Go a little lower. It gets how many likes?
150 million views.
Yeah, look how many likes. 213,000 likes.
Oh, my
Okay,
God.
But now watch the opposite side. Now go to Greta's response. She says, yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com. Now see how many likes this one gets. Go down. 3.4 million likes, 242 million views, okay?
You got to admit that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
But by the way, I don't think that she's the one being like, got him. She's like a marketing team putting it together.
She has the same thing that Trump, like, remember we talked about last time? Yeah. She has the same person that Trump had.
No.
I don't know about that.
I think Trump is a marketer. I think she is getting help. There's a big difference. He's a marketer, for sure. Anyways, he responds back with a video. Did you guys see the video where he's like, hey, give me the pizza. Make sure the box is not recycled or whatever. You don't need to play it.
Okay.
But it's a very funny video, and, he's just being the troll that he is and having fun with her.
Yeah.
Very entertaining on what he does. Mm-hmm. And then I believe she did another tweet this morning. If you want to go to her tweet this morning, this is what happens when you don't recycle
your pizza
boxes.
Come on.
And this is just
I could
5.5
see her
hours
writing
ago.
that one.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. But is that so? But do you think it's true though, Pat? That's how? Because I guess the Romanian police, the authorities wanted to find out if he was in Romania, and out of all things, the pizza box.
Stop.
I
have a hard time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
What do you mean? He lives in Romania. This
Yeah.
is not, none of this stuff is secret.
But what people are saying is they found him because of the pizza he ordered in Romania from a local pizza shop with the logo 25 or whatever it's on that. And that's how they found, him to go to his place. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they're saying.
But let's just unpack that. What does that? I mean, we all know he lives at this compound in Romania, Bucharest. Yeah. He's very vocal about it. Mm-hmm. He lives there with his brother. He talks about it all the time. He's in the room he films all his videos in. Yeah. It doesn't take a fucking pizza sleuth to figure that out, is all I'm saying. He lives there. Yeah. Right? Well, Talk about Pizzagate. Well, homie, he lives there.
Yeah. Well, here's my question. Do you guys think it was like they were just waiting? Because what I took away from this is, there's only so many times that you could poke a bear till it's going to turn around and bite your ass. This is like a organized effort to be like, oh, we got him. And dude, like you said, It takes one girl. And mind you, all it takes is one girl for the Matrix people to get to and say, listen, we're going to give you some money. Can you just, you hung out with him. Just say this, and he's going down.
No doubt.
Can we read the story? If you want to pull up the story just to read it. And then a news just dropped right now from Yahoo, PA Media. I'll text you as well to read. But let's read the first story that was broke. No, the first story that broke. Yeah.
Want me to read it?
Yeah, go for it.
Andrew Tate arrested in police raid as part of human trafficking investigation. Controversial kickboxer Andrew Tate and his younger brother Tristan, he also was arrested, by the way, were handcuffed and led away by Romanian police following a raid on their luxury villa on Thursday. Controversial kickboxer on social media is arrested in Romania's suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group. A handcuffed Tate, 36, who rose to fame this year for his sexist and misogynistic views. You see what they're doing out there.
Of course.
Was filmed being led out from his luxury villa by police following a raid on Thursday. His younger brother, Tristan, 34, was also arrested, along with two other suspects. So there's 4 in total being held for 24 hours in Bucharest. And I think that's where we pick up. They've been held for 24 hours, and I believe he's out now.
Yeah, well, that's. Do you have the clip I sent you? Yes. Play the clip of him. If you have the clip of him getting arrested, play that first, and then go play the clip of him getting out. So play the clip of him getting arrested. Let's see if you have it. You have it somewhere on here. There you go. Okay. Turn on the audio. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, they really set this up.
Yeah.
So SWAT came in, essentially. That's the Romanian version of SWAT.
And he wasn't handcuffed, by the way. I don't know if they have handcuffs in Romania.
I think he was.
No, he wasn't.
His brother was definitely handcuffed doing the whole triangle.
The power V. Yeah, he had to come out with the power
That's
V.
your move, Vinny.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Here go.
Nice gun. Medieval weapons, axes. Oh, you know those guys are stealing shit at the house.
Okay, now play the one of them getting out this morning.
Mm-hmm. By the way, when he was getting arrested, I only heard him say one thing. He was being led into the car. He said, "The Matrix sent their agents."
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's it.
And that's him right there.
So that's the next one of them getting out. Okay, so let me if you can go to Twitter, go to the last tweet I posted. So yesterday, while this is going on, we're in meetings. I'm doing Zooms. I'm doing a bunch of different things. People are texting me, your boy got down, and, your boy, they took him down. They did all this. I'm like, listen, keep going. One more. Right there. Click on that one. Right there. Click on that one. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. I said, don't know exactly the details of Tate's arrest, but here's what I do know. A day after he publicly calls out one of woke's heroes, Greta Thunberg, they raid his place. Strange timing. Meanwhile, we haven't seen anyone from Epstein's list arrested.
Weird.
Strange. Now go to the bottom. At the bottom, I say he's loud. He pushes the envelope. He frustrates the left. He points out hypocrisy. He's duplicating young men to do the same. Having said that, if they committed a crime, the proper agencies will do what they need to do. Till then, innocent till proven guilty. So then I get invited on this Twitter Spaces with, again, the guy Mario Nufal. I think he does a fantastic job as a host. And I'm on there. And he says, so Patrick, you've interviewed with him. You've spent many hours with him. How is he? How is he on camera? How is he off camera? I said, quite frankly, I liked him more off camera than on camera. And I liked him on camera.
Yeah.
I just liked him more off camera.
I would agree.
He says, so what do you have to say about, all this stuff that's coming out? I said, here's a couple things you have to be very careful with. First thing you have to be very careful with is, I said, as a father, anytime the school calls me telling me what my son did wrong, my natural inclination is to say what? My son would never do something.
Exactly.
Until I talk to him, I'm like, oh, shoot. You kind of did it again.
I know about you.
So, and by the way, that it ought to be that way. Parents ought to, have a certain level of loyalty and belief in their kids. If I get a call from somebody saying what you did something, and I'm getting a call and I'm talking to the person, you and I are going to have a conversation, and then I'm going to sit there and say, listen, it is what it is. Let's wait to see what's going on. Regardless of what it is, we have to know two things. Both can be right. One, I was going to Bible study years ago when I'm an atheist, and this guy's trying to convert me. I'm like, listen, you're not going to do it. 25 years I've been an atheist. You think you can convert me? And I told him, I said, look, I've been to churches. I've seen pastors do this. I've seen pastors take advantage of, members, rip them off with money, marriages, what they were doing on the side, smoking weed, doing drugs, having sex, and then they're claiming up there on stage that they're so mighty. He says, here's a rule number one about if you want to have a relationship with the man upstairs. If it's horizontal, you'll always be disappointed. If it's vertical, you'll never be disappointed. I said, explain that to me. He says, people are going to let you down, okay? Everybody is. You've let down your kids. You've let down your parents. At that time I don't have kids, but he's saying you've let down your parents. Your parents have let you down. Your sisters let you down. You've let her down. Your friends, all this stuff. None of us walk on water, okay? Just hope you don't make the big mistakes, but we don't walk on water. We all make mistakes. Don't be surprised if a hero disappoints you. That's one. So years after that, I'm working at this church. This one Assyrian guy comes to me. They want to create an Assyrian part of this church. I won't mention the guy's name. And he says, man, I will kiss the pastor's feet. He's this, he's that. He's saying this in front of 30 Assyrians in this one guy's house, Wilson. And I said, listen, never ever put that much pressure on a man to be perfect because he's going to fall. Never give that much, love and attention and accolades to a human being. Give him love. Give him respect. But you're talking as if he's God and he can't make any mistakes. He says he can't. He's never going to make mistakes. I say, listen, I don't want that kind of pressure. And I said, I can't help you guys out with this request that you have. Bring it to today, okay? You have to know the people who really support this guy, they don't think he can do anything wrong. And that's unfair to him. And it's managing too much expectations for yourself. The other side, the people who can't stand, like on yesterday's Twitter Spaces, one Romanian lawyer got on. He says they're not going to let him be bailed out. He's not going to get out. They're probably going to do 15 to 20 years. And another guy comes in, he should go to jail. And another, you should go to jail. He's going to go to jail. Do you realize what he did? This is unfair. All this stuff that they're saying about what's going on with this, right? People, by the end of yesterday's Twitter Spaces, everybody said, this guy's going to jail for 15 to 20 years, okay? So
that's what they believe.
They believe. These
are
Romanian lawyer got on.
Oh, wow.
A Romanian lawyer got on and said, hey, here's what's going on. The Romanian lawyer also said something that was pretty fascinating. But the people who don't like him, let's not get it twisted. A girl yesterday tweets at me, some comedian, Nicole something, I don't even know what her last name is, but she tweets at me and she says, you're this and you're that, you're exactly this. I said, listen, the difference between me and you is you're emotional and you're speaking factual, like this is going to happen. Mm-hmm. I'm being logical and paranoid. That's the only difference. I said, you're doing this, I'm doing that, okay? And, so the people that are happy that he got arrested, you know what crowd they're a part of, you know why, they're celebrating whatever they're celebrating. Having said that, let's set that aside. Let's set those two aside. This is the most important point to be thinking about, okay? This is the most important point to be thinking about. If he committed the crime, he committed the crime, okay? I don't know all the rules and regulations. I don't know, Cardone got on and he says, well, I don't know anybody that does all the right business and has 6 different passports. Why do you need to have 6 different passports and et cetera, et cetera? Okay, it's a valid point. Why do you need 6 different passports? Maybe that's normal in Europe. Maybe that's how he gets around. Maybe it's a valuable thing to have passports. I know billionaires that have multiple passports. Maybe not 6, but I do know people that have 2 or 3 passports. In that area, it's actually very normal for somebody to have multiple passports.
He not so subtly addressed the fact that his father may or may not have worked for the CIA.
Yeah.
Weird,
so,
right?
Yeah. But here's the part, man. Like, we were doing a video a month ago on generational wealth. Remember when the whole thing was talking about generational wealth?
Rothschilds.
And one of the things we realized is the Vanderbilts lost their wealth. They were the richest people in the world. They lost their wealth within 2 generations. Think about that.
Damn.
You're worth a few $100 billion. The money's lost within 2 generations. But the Medici family and the Rothschild family has kept the wealth and the power for many, many years. You know what rule those guys follow? One basic rule. Don't be loud.
Yeah.
Do not be loud. Don't call out the establishment. Don't be too opinionated. Stay low key. Keep a low profile. You don't see a Rothschild getting on TV, giving their opinions, running a podcast. You don't see a Medici family running the top podcast in the world. Now, having said that, the Medici and the Rothschild is playing a different game.
Right.
They're indirectly part of the establishment.
Of course.
Because they have to buy.
They are the global elite. They
Exactly.
are the definition of the global elite.
So for Tate to go out and you keep calling out the heroes of the left over and over and over and over again, you're taking the ultimate risk. This means the speed to stardom is very, very quickly, but the fall could also be very, very quickly by these guys trying to manipulate and take you down. FYI, one of the corruptest countries in the world is Romania. You know how many people messaged me yesterday from Romania? Listen, this place is corrupt. That lawyer on the Twitter Spaces yesterday said the following. He said everything in Romania is about money. Everything. So if you want to buy them out to get out, you can do it. If other countries want to buy Romania, they can do it.
Wow.
If other countries want to call Romania to say, hey, man, you guys got to get this thing squared away, or else we're not going to give you the support, or we're not going to give you this, you have to do it. Because Romania, who's Romania? Is it a top 20 empire? Is it a top 50 empire? Nobody thinks about Romania as one of the most powerful empires in the world that everybody wants to have a relationship with.
Yeah, this ain't Rome.
No. This is definitely
Romania.
not Rome. So, meaning, if a place like Romania can be bought to take a guy like this down, that is very possible. Not saying that's what happened. That's very possible. Then, last but not least, I get a message this morning from a guy that's very, very connected in the what's the word I'm looking for? He's very connected in law and FBI, PD, all
Department of Justice type
extremely qualified guy. I don't want to give exactly what his job is because you know who it is.
Okay.
He said the following. I saw the interviews last night. Keep this in mind if you talk to him. They have to have probable cause to do these warrants. The excuse that somebody made a complaint, an anonymous complaint at that, and they send a SWAT team to his house is bullshit. Even though it's Romania, they still have laws in the U.S. Embassy, and the U.S. Embassy was involved. I think the embassy put them up to it.
Wow.
He needs to find out where the hell and complain from there. Anyways, meaning he's trying to say
they all work together.
Meaning this is not accidental
Of course not.
to do the warrant. Maybe there is a probable cause for it, but also at the same time, U.S. Embassy was involved to go in and taking him down.
Weird.
So it's a very strange situation going on with this here. So it's not just a one-sided story. There's a lot of different sides to it. But everybody jumped to conclusions celebrating this guy getting arrested. It was like their New Year's came 3 days before with this guy getting arrested.
Mm-hmm. It was weird. Not to cut you off, he reminds you of Pat, like John Gotti when he was out, and everybody was telling him, all the consiglieres, they were all like, listen, you're poking at the wrong. He's like, shut up. He's like, we're not supposed to be out. It's a secret thing. You know what I mean? Like exactly that situation with him. It's like, you poked it, just kind of disappear. You can't keep you can't keep messing with governments and they're not going to come after your ass. This is a prime example of the same shit with Gotti.
A couple thoughts. A famous story that I always revisit with you that you said, I don't know who you were meeting with. You were meeting with some billionaire, and you had a business idea for this billionaire, and I think condescendingly, but also like affectionately, he was like, Pat, there's two types of people in this world. There's the person who's trying to make their first billion, and the person that's already made their billions. The difference between us is I'm just trying to keep my money, aka the Medicis, the Rothschilds, these types of people. You're the first type of person. Good luck on your endeavors. I'm going to keep doing me. Yeah. Right? Essentially investing in stocks or investing in bonds, essentially, if you want to put it that way. Let's not forget, nobody knew Tate 1 year ago. No. Okay, unless you're a kickboxer guy, nobody knew Tate whatsoever. Okay, so he's essentially working on his first billion, if you know what I mean. So, you in today's society, whether you're good, bad, up or down, it's all about views, it's all about eyeballs, it's all about status. So he's trying to make a name for himself. The problem is what this is kind of akin to is like we all read Greek mythology as a kid, Icarus, he flew a little too close to the sun and he got burned. Yep. Regarding, I think, Romania, if I may address that, I had a conversation with a buddy who lives in Colombia. We were hanging out yesterday. I go, hey, listen, what happened to innocent until proven guilty? He goes, Saz, you live in America. That's a real sweet idea. In Colombia, it's guilty until proven innocent. Mm-hmm. Like he told the story of a buddy who got his house taken away from the government, and it's taken 10 years of legal nonsense to try to get his house back that he's entitled to. So I don't know the framework in Romania, but something tells me in corrupt countries, you can kind of just do what you want to do.
Yeah, bro, money talks.
The one thing I will say about Romania, do you think this is a good look or a bad look for the country of Romania?
Bad.
I would argue that nobody has done more to help tourism and to make Romania popular as it is now than Tate. If Tate didn't live in Romania, if he lived in Croatia, if he lived in Serbia, if he lived in somewhere in Russia, nobody would be talking about Romania.
Of course.
Like and he's said only good things about Romania. I come here, it's a Christian country. Yes, it's corrupt, but everywhere it's corrupt. This difference is you can pay people off here. Mm-hmm. There's nice people, nice women. Like it's like almost done the exact same thing that Borat did for Kazakhstan. Yeah. Nobody know the Kazakhstan before, but the difference is Borat kind of clowned Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Tate did good things for Romania. We're talking about Romania.
Bro, he has a casino there. You know how much money with taxes that they're going to get for the country? Are you crazy, bro?
Yeah. So he's, I don't know. Look, here's what I actually want to say. You talked about like the people that love Tate, they're coming to his defense. The people that hate Tate are just jumping on it. By the way, now, for whether it's me, whether it's you, whether it's anybody out there listening, now is the easiest time ever to shit on Tate.
Of course.
To pile on. I knew it. He's a scumbag. Mm-hmm. Now is actually where you show conviction and actually show friendship and actually show someone, you know what, you respect. So for me, I'm not believing any of this nonsense. I'm gonna stand by my innocent until proven guilty.
Good.
And we've had a great time with Tate. I have nothing but good things to say about Tate. Are there going to be some things we disagree upon? Sure. Yeah. I disagree with you. You're one of my best friends here. Same with Pat. But I'm not believing any of this nonsense. Again, innocent until proven guilty.
Pull up the story I just texted you, Rob. Let's read that Reuters story that just came out an hour ago.
I agree with you, Adam. For sure.
So by the way, one other very credible lady got on yesterday saying, what's her name? Eliza, something like that. Okay, let me read this article and I'll tell you what she said. Mm-hmm. Ex-kickboxer Andrew Tate detained by Romanian rape and human trafficking case. Okay, go down. All right, so Romanian prosecutors asked the Bucharest court on Friday to extend detention on Andrew Tate 30 days. After the divisive internet personality was arrested on suspicion of human trafficking. Tate, a former kickboxer, and his brother Tate, okay, got that. And anti-organized crime prosecutors have notified the Rights and Liberties judge with the Bucharest court with a proposal to remand the four suspects for 30 days. The brothers declined to comment on Thursday, but their lawyer confirmed they had been detained. Prosecutors said the Tate brothers have been under criminal investigation since April. The 4 suspects appear to have created an organized crime group with the purpose of recruiting, housing, and exploiting women by forcing them to create pornographic content meant to be seen on specialized websites for a cost. Go a little lower. Keep going. Prosecutors said they would have gained important sums of money. Prosecutors said they found 6 women who had been sexually exploited by the suspects. Tate gained notoriety for misogynistic comments and hate speech. He said women are partially responsible for being raped and they belonged to men. A number of social media platforms banned Tate, including Twitter, but his account here became active November after the platform was taken over by Elon Musk. In one of his tweets following his return to platform, said he was flying to California to tell Musk he was a legend. Tate appeared to have sent a tweet on Friday suggesting he had access to his phone and social media while in custody. Early this week, the British national was told to get a life by climate activist Greta Thunberg on Twitter. Okay, we know that whole story, how this thing takes place. But so there are 6. So one of these girls who was on the Twitter Spaces yesterday said the following. She says, look, you have to keep in mind that I've been dealing with one of the individuals that's making these claims, women that's making these claims since summer about that she was taken advantage of. And I've been working with her since April or May. This lady said, I can't give you all the details. I can't say anything. I can't do this. I can't do that because I'm representing her. I'm helping her out. But this is real. They have been doing this. And the phrase that was constantly being used yesterday is the following phrase called the lover boy allegation. I don't know if you're familiar with the lover boy allegation. Pull up lover boy allegation. Type in lover boy allegation, which lover boy human. Okay, right there. The first one. Yeah. Okay. So zoom in so we can read it in. So lover boys or Romeo pimps are human traffickers who usually operate by trying to make young girls or boys fall in love with them. Sometimes they manipulate young people in other ways. Once they have victims under their influence, they exploit them. For instance, in sex industry. Lover boy method changing due to internet and social media. Traditionally, lover boy seduces young, vulnerable girls and boys over a lengthy period of time in order to exploit them sexually. Later on, this practice is being used less and less. Nowadays, lover boys resort more quickly and frequently to threatening their victims using blackmail and violence. The internet and social media are playing an increasing role in this phenomenon. For instance, social media provides lover boys with much greater scope for establishing contact with victims and gathering information about vulnerable boys and girls. This makes it easier for them to force their young victims into the sex industry. So that is the methodology they're saying they used.
Yeah, well, if I may, the lover, listen, I go out in South Beach. I have friends who are good-looking dudes, lover boys, like pimp type dudes. What they're describing are sociopaths and criminals.
Yeah.
Okay, since when is being a good-looking, suave, methodical dude a bad thing? I think that's actually a good thing. So they're kind of copying and pasting and a nice name over actually a very criminal, intentive type of description. So I don't know, this Bro, lover boy thing.
Have you guys seen? Go on anything that Dan Blazarian's doing? It's go on his Instagram. It's Dan Blazarian, Pat, with like 50 of the hottest, and he's just in the back chilling. He just
lover boy.
I mean, bro, like obviously, and mind you, these girls are getting the notoriety. They're with them. They're on Instagram. All these girls have a massive following everywhere. Everybody's getting paid. He's the, like Adam said, lover boy. He's the playboy, and it's an image. But like I said, Pat, it's all. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but it's all cahoots. Everybody, if the U.S. Embassy is involved and they go in there, get the cameras, record it. And mind you, when this hit, Pat, it hit all my notifications. Bing, 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 bing. It's an effort by everybody all together to try to knock this guy down because he messed with them.
Let me tell you something about these lover boys, okay, whatever this is. There's exceptions and there are rules, okay? Let's talk about the rule, because obviously we can go to exceptions. If you're Dan Bilzerian, if you're Andrew Tate, for example, if you're Leonardo DiCaprio, if you're Matthew McConaughey, you're George Clooney, you don't need to resort to this type of fucking nonsense. Yeah. You have girls throwing themselves at you. Yeah. You don't need to induce. You don't need to drug. You don't need to like manipulate. You get what you want. Now, the exceptions, you're fucking scumbag like Bill Cosby or Harvey Weinstein. Those are the exceptions. But if you're an exceptional dude or you're a high dude man of status, you don't need to resort to these types of measures. It's just something you don't need to do as a dude.
Yeah.
The worst dudes out there are the guys that can't get laid, that get no attention from girls, got nothing going on for them. Those are the sociopaths that you need to look out for.
Yeah,
those are the
100%.
rapists. Those are the criminals. I'm not buying this bullshit.
I mean, and Pat, the beauty, like you said, is he's lucky that it is Romania. And dude, he has money, bro. He's not gonna go to jail for. I don't think he's gonna go to jail at all.
Yeah,
none of them. But that's the problem, because I know, Pat, here the RICO thing with that, like Giuliani and them did, is that now think about this: if he has somebody in his crew that was being shady, does he get in trouble?
So what they're one of the things, you guys said a lot of different things here, so I want to make sure we address this. Lover boy, Hugh Hefner was a lover boy guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, number
Okay,
one.
He's the ultimate lover boy guy.
And you don't
he's
think he had
praised.
accusations?
Well, of course.
He had women still to this day accusing him of like holding them hostage.
He did, but the only difference is he didn't call out climate change activists. He didn't call out the left. He didn't call out any of this stuff. So there's a rule of thumb. If you go after the establishment, be ready.
Yep.
If you go after the establishment, be ready, especially the louder you are. By the way, there are only a few people loud enough to go after the establishment. One of the guys today that's super loud is number one is Musk.
Yep.
And Tate's in the top 10 of the loudest against the establishment. We know what happened when Trump went after the establishment.
Yep.
We're seeing what's going on with Musk going after the establishment. We're seeing what he went after the establishment. Those are a couple things you got to be careful with. Here's a part about what you just said. One of the claims is what they're trying to do, okay, is, you know how a lot of times like, well, how come he doesn't come to U.S.? Well, I don't want to come to U.S. I don't want to come to U.S. I don't want to come to U.S. One of the claims that one of the lawyers made is they're trying to use this to bring him to U.S. courts to get him to be seen guilty. This is an outcome of trying to bring him here.
Extradition.
To bring him here and have the U.S. courts hold him accountable, okay? Because who is he calling out? If you were to take out of the 196 countries or so that we have, give or take, what country does he call out the most?
U.S.
Not, is there even a
Western
close,
society, Western
nothing.
culture, globalist
Western
elite.
society is the first
100%.
country he calls out non-stop. He's constantly calling out. Okay. And what's he calling out about the Western society?
The like making men into like making us
System is
soft,
rigged.
and he's basically saying that, you know, when you want to come and let's say take over a country, you got to take the men, get the men out, make them feminine, and da 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 da. And he's just calling out all the woke shit.
Who, you know, the woke folks don't want to hear that. The left folks don't want to hear that.
Of course not.
The majority of women also don't want to hear that.
No. I'm telling you, yesterday, the amount of DMs that I got, I've never gotten DMs like this. You piece of shit, you this,
really?
you that,
By
you
the way, I'm
might as well die.
getting
and
the
you,
same nonsense.
You know,
Yeah.
I can't believe you said this, and I can't believe you said that. To me, that's not typical protocol where people message me on stuff like that. But to defend him, he's that much of a trigger to the left because Greta. Don't forget that post, that tweet by her got a couple 100 million views on Twitter, and this is under Musk. That thing got a couple 100 million views under Twitter. What does that tell you? She's got a following.
Of course.
She's got influence. People actually want to sit there and believe that she's right. And by the way, thank God she's 19 years old because some people would come back and said, you're going after a minor.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's 19 years old, so it's not like we all know her as 12 years old or 15
Yeah.
years old. She's no longer 15 years old. She's 19 years old today. So, yeah, they're trying to bring him to the States that's what a lot of people said. They're trying to bring him out here, but we'll see.
Here's where I think Tate message gets lost in translation. So when we sat with him, I said, what's the number one reason you thought you were canceled? He goes, I already know. Because I asked it, I'm like, is it masculinity? Is it toxic masculinity? Is it chauvinism? Is it calling out the system? Is it calling out the matrix? Is it male self-improvement? He's like, I already know. The reason I got canceled is because I call out the establishment. I call out the matrix. They don't want to hear what I have to say. But if you talk about Tate's messaging, I believe there's three major themes that he talks about. So number one is he calls out the matrix and the system and everything and the global elite that comes with that. Cool, fair. We just addressed that. Number two is what he's labeled as a misogynist or a chauvinist and toxic masculinity. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how he's labeled. Like if you look at any article out there, any headline, it's male chauvinist, Andrew Tate, toxic masculinity, Andrew Tate. And that's kind of what he's framed as. But if you actually peel back the onion and you actually listen to what Tate's saying and not taking it little sound bites, all he's talking about at the end of the day is male self-improvement. Mm-hmm. And that's essentially everything that we stand for here at Valuetainment. That's everything that I talk about here is no matter what you're doing in life as a man, there's always room for self-improvement. Personal responsibility, being positive, whether that's being stronger, faster, cooler, wealthier, doper, sexier, everything is about status, okay? So when it comes to self-improvement, here, I'm going to go on a little rant for a sec. The number one thing that a man can have is status. There's 3 types of status that a man can reach. There's number 1, wealth, okay, and everything that comes with wealth. Money, success, ambition, your network, everything that you collect, resources, that's number 1, part of status. Number 2 is attractiveness as a man, status. So meaning you're good looking, you're in shape, you're suave, you dress well, like Jordan Peterson talks about dressing in suits and looking like a man. So that is attractiveness. Women obviously like dudes with 6-packs and muscle, like that's part of that. And then the third one is having game. Now, there's different types of game out there that can improve your status. So whether it's you're funny, you're a comedian, you're clever, you're witty, you're romantic, you're kind, whatever it is, that's your game. Now, here's the deal. If you're in the top 10% of any of those 3 categories, you will get women and women will come to you. What do I mean? If you've got a ton of money, I don't care if you look like
we've seen
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Women are going to be attracted to you. Number 2, if you're an attractive guy, you're in shape, you're a good-looking dude, like that's done. Like no matter how much money you have, you're going to get women. If you've got game, whether you're a funny comedian or whether you're a suave dude, a romantic, whatever it is, whatever your skill set is, if you're in the top 10% of any of those 3 categories, you'll get women. Now, to put this all together, like Tate would do, he would say, keep working on all 3. Make your money, work your ass out, improve your game, learn how to talk to women. Famously in the red pill community, what he's a part of, it's money, muscles, game, and hold frame. So again, back to my initial point. Yes, he talks about the system and he talks about people label him as a misogynist and a toxic masculinity. But at the end of the day, I think the reason that he's resonated with so many dudes is he's like, nobody's coming to save you, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody's walking in this door. You need to do it yourself. Keep improving. Keep working. Outwork, out-strategize, out-improve, outlast. And that's his messaging. But nobody wants to talk about that. So
it is his messaging. But at the same time, by the way, Elon Musk just tweeted something right now. If you want to pull it up. He just said, what if I told you the only way to escape the matrix is to unlearn everything that you have been taught and rebuild your entire belief system based on critical thought and analysis. And it's a picture from the Matrix. He just posted this 10 minutes ago. So what's he saying? Is he kind of following what's going on? Is he kind of following the stories of what's going on? I do want to show something about what Cardi B said yesterday. Pull up the tweet about Cardi B.
But by the way, while we're talking about the Matrix, do you know who the number 1 most viral person in the world could be if he wanted to take the mantle? Keanu Reeves.
Of course.
With everything that we're talking about, the system and hate, the Matrix and red pill and blue pill.
That's a good point.
If Keanu Reeves said, listen, I'm not doing John Wick anymore. I don't know whatever movies. I don't watch movies. Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure Part 4. Yeah. If he's like, oh, you want to talk about the Matrix? Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves would be the most searched man in the world.
So this is what Cardi B just said yesterday. She said, well, about Andrew Tate and his brother being arrested, right? Cardi B. Now, here's a crazy part while she's saying this, okay? Here's a crazy part while she's saying this. Rob, pull up this article from CNN I just sent you.
Cardi B.
Pull up the article from CNN. I just texted it to you. Pull that one up.
I love what you said about Cardi B.
Yeah, I'll talk about that after.
But I want you to see this here real quick, right after what she just said. So this is a story from CNN. Cardi B admits to drugging, robbing men years ago.
Admits.
Okay? Admitted.
Yeah.
Admitted
Yeah.
it.
So do you have the whole story? Do you have the whole story to click on it, like the one I sent you, or?
Because Pat, this is the one where she's admitting when she was stripping that she would literally take guys out, drug them, and then rob the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And you have no idea. As he's looking for a Pat, I posted something about this. You should see the people coming after me on Instagram where they were like, "Hey, you weren't in her life. You don't know what she was going through in that moment." I go, "What the hell?
You don't know what it's like to be a stripper?"
Yeah, no, not even that. And then Pat, just recently, she does a video in her car. She's like, "Guess what? If my man cheats on me, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab a girl. We're gonna take him out. I'm gonna get him all drugs on Percocets. We're gonna go and have a threesome. But she's not gonna be a girl. It's gonna be a guy, a tranny. And then guess what? Haha, we got you." This is Cardi B. This is her.
Yeah, because I'm drugged and robbed, man. So go a little closer. Today, Cardi B took on
Disgusting.
Instagram to contextualize and express regret for a claim she made in a video from 3 years ago. In a resurfaced Instagram live video, the rapper claimed that during her days as a stripper, she lured men to hotel rooms for sex, but then drugged them and robbed them instead. I'm a part of hip-hop culture where you can talk about where you came from, talk about the wrong things you've done, and where you are. She wrote in a note on Instagram, and it's true. She hardly... the first rapper had to have a criminal past. There are rappers that glorify murder, violence, drugs, and robbing crimes they feel they had to do to survive. I never glorified the things I brought up in that live. I never put up those things in the music because I'm not proud of it and felt responsibility not to glorify it. I mean, there was a movie made about her, by the way.
Really?
I don't know, you guys, that J-Lo played. You don't remember the movie that J-Lo played
Hustle?
2 years ago? Yeah.
Hustle?
That was her.
So
she was in it?
She's in it.
Yeah. Oh,
she's
that's
in
right.
the movie, and partly that's her story. It's partly her story. But here's the thing, Cardi B. No one is saying that the hip hop culture, the past, we don't understand. We all listen to the similar type of hip hop music. All people are saying is the following: you don't earn the right to say this because you're a hypocrite. That's the only reason. Nothing more, nothing less. You sound like a hypocrite, as if somebody that walked on water and you got up to where you are today by playing some of those games, if not worse, and you admitted to it. This man's being accused of it. Now, whether he did it or not, the courts are going to do their part. But this is where you lose some credibility when you're saying what you're saying.
Well, one of the major messages that Tate talks about is this new wave feminism. Okay, so I think we can all agree. I mean, there's been like 3 waves of feminism. It was the first wave feminism where like women's suffrage, right to vote. Of course, who wouldn't want that? Second wave feminism is right right to work, be in the workplace, not get sexually harassed. Totally makes sense. This new wave, third wave feminism, I'm a boss babe, like I don't need no man, like the Cardi B WAP whole situation. Well, I mean, he calls these people out left and right.
Yeah.
And there's no wonder that the Cardi B's of the world.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that article was a misspelling. Instead of rapper, it actually wrote raper because what she's done in her past. But he's calling out these high body count, hoe ass, slutty women who are being apostolized by new woke feminists. Like, I can have sex with as many men as I want. There's no repercussions for my actions. I can do what I want to do. It's like these are the examples that they're setting for women today.
Of course, it's same as those morbidly obese people like Lizzo, where they're like, she's a hero.
Yeah.
She has courage. No,
Lizzo's 400
dying.
pounds.
Yeah, she's literally dying.
She's got diabetes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then and it goes to my other point too. It's like, Pat, mind you, this Cardi B, and this has been out for a long, long time. She's the same girl that sat down with with Joe Biden. They interviewed, they were like, you know what? Let's use her to get votes. They don't give a shit. Just like Bernie Sanders, too. Think about this. Bernie Sanders and the president of the United States sat down and had a real one-on-one with Cardi B, an openly drugging. Mind you, if there's any guys out there that were drugged or raped by her, come forward. Because if she did it to you,
please
come say something.
Believe
Where's the
all
real
men. Believe all men.
all drugged men. Like, they use her. Think about it. They use her to get the minority vote, and they don't give a shit. She doesn't give a damn. Hypocrite.
Yeah, I mean, look, to me, you did what you did. You made your money. This the mindset of a libertarian is do what you got to do to make your money. Don't break the law. Don't do anything to make your money. But she made her money breaking the law. Any of that stuff, if she got caught doing that, that is a rape. That you're taking advantage of. Not necessarily rape. That's called robbery. You're stealing money from people.
Yep.
You could go to jail for that. But she's forgiven. So, again, all of this goes back to a guy called out the BS on the establishment, and they're not happy about it, and they got to take him down. It's that simple. There's calls that are saying this guy's getting louder and louder and louder. Stop him now before he gets more momentum. Here's the kicker, okay? Here's the kicker. Let's look at some options. Let's look at some things that people are saying is going on. One, some are saying, what if this whole thing was a setup because this guy's doing it intentionally, knowing the amount of eyeballs he's going to be getting? What if this whole thing was a publicity stunt? Like, I don't know if you guys saw 3 days ago, Piers Morgan's Twitter account came out and said Andrew Tate just died. Did you see this or no?
No.
Okay, go to Andrew Tate. Piers Morgan died.
But I wouldn't be shocked if Tate, much like Elon Musk, had to put out a tweet that says, I'm not suicidal.
He already
I'm
has.
not going to kill myself.
So go to that tweet right there. Okay, what does it say? Breaking news, Andrew Tate has been found shot dead in Dubai.
Piers Morgan tweeted this?
But here's what the point is. somebody broke into his account, okay? And Piers Morgan accidentally. So anyway, somebody took over his account and did this. And Andrew Tate says hard to kill, right? So that's the one story. But hey,
Steven Seagal, by the way.
But Pat, you said that, I think when you walked in too, there was 3 levels of heat. And Andrew Tate has said this live. He said there's 3 ways to get you out of the matrix. They cancel you. They did one part. Number 2, they put you in jail. And he goes, the third part, and he goes, this is the scary part, is they kill your ass. You fall, you have a heart attack, a plane crashes. So he has strike 2. There's one more strike, and like you said, like when is enough? When is the point, Pat, that you say, okay, I'm going to shut up? Or do you think he's so diehard, really for the people, just like Elon doing what he's doing, that he's like, I don't give a shit, I'm going to ride this wave to the end? What do you think? Where do you think he's at?
I think he's a true believer. I don't think he's, because if you want to if it's just purely about money, you don't do what he's doing. There's other ways to make money. If it's just purely about money, there's easier ways to make money without being a target. He is a true believer of what he believes in. Doesn't mean you have to agree with it, but he's not spewing out stuff that he doesn't believe in. Now, some of the stuff is marketing. Some of it is showmanship. He's an incredible showman. He's the combination of a great communicator, great storyteller, great troll, great showman, and a true believer. Combined all in one, which is an unreal combination. There are people that tell great stories, but here's how they talk. So, Vinny, 6 o'clock in the morning, they went in. Mm-hmm. When they opened the door,
what happened?
They saw 3 lions.
Oh,
one of them winked at them. The other one had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, shit.
The third one was missing its mom. All of a sudden, in the back, there was 3 rats that ran.
Detail.
Yeah, but there's
no inflection.
Bam, 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 bam. So it's like, so he's doing that, and then he's mocking them. He's mocking the powerful people. Look, it's you cannot be surprised when you bully the bully. There are levels to bullies. Okay, you know what's the lowest level bully? What's the lowest level bully?
Internet?
No. What's the low? Think about the
Just
bullies in your life.
Picking on weak people.
And then what's the lowest level bully?
Picking on like the weakest.
But what's the fastest way to filter out somebody that's a low-level bully?
To filter them out?
Yeah, how do you feel? Let's go through different levels of bullies.
Okay.
Lowest level of bully is what? What's the lowest level of a bully?
Calling you names?
I know. So how do you and I categorize how strong of a bully this guy is? What's the first thing you do to a bully to find out if this guy's a real bully?
You step to him.
You step to him.
Yeah, 100%.
If they back down, what were they?
Coward.
Yeah,
They're the lowest level bully.
Okay, got you.
What's the second level bully?
That if you do step to them to fight, they're going to fight you.
Okay, if you step to them and they fight, and they'll actually fight you.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if at the end of the fight, you maybe got your ass beat by the bully, but you were not willing to stop fighting, and he finally said, listen, I got respect for you. You're bloody, but he's got a couple shots you got in as well. He whooped your ass.
Yeah.
It's like, I respect you. Listen, man, let's just kind of respect, but don't mess with me, right? He still stays bully, but now he knows.
Yeah.
So he's still a bully.
Yeah.
Okay. The third kind of bully is what?
They beat your ass, and then they keep coming and
they
keep coming. They're
coming
relentless.
and keep coming. But you know what the highest level of bully is? They bully you. Okay. You say something to them. They smile at you. They leave. And you don't hear anything about them ever again. But
until
one day.
No, you don't hear from them. Slowly but surely, your life starts getting worse and worse and worse in the most random, weird ways. Those types of bullies generally work for the government. Those types of bullies don't work
like, where's Pat
in the
going
free enterprise.
Pat?
Okay?
Yeah.
Those types of bullies are the kind of bullies that will use laws, will use regulation, will use cops, will use SWAT,
judges, everybody.
Judges will use everybody to make your life a living hell until they break you. And all they look forward to is seeing your broken face one day. And you know what is the look of a broken face of a man? We've seen it many, many times. There's many broken faces to see in the history of mankind. There's been many of them where at one point you're like, man, I would have never seen this guy be the way he is. They broke him. They break his family. They break his money. They break his morals. They break his relationships. They destroyed this person. So this guy in Tate, he chose out of all the bullies in the world to say, screw this. I want to go up against those bullies.
Yeah.
When you go up against those bullies, you have to make sure your army is also filled with bullies. Now, the kind of bullies that Tate probably has around him at the level that he's currently in are what kind of bullies? He has guys that if you get into a street fight, like there's a video, somebody was sitting on their Bugatti. I don't know if you've seen this video or not. Somebody was sitting on the Bugatti, okay? It's actually a very funny video. It's not a funny video. It's just entertaining.
Okay.
These two guys are sitting on their Bugatti, and then next thing you know, Tristan walks up to the guy's like, what are you doing? Get off. Punches one, the guy knocks him out. That video is out there, security camera somewhere. I don't know which one it is. Tristan Tate knocks on man 4. Yeah, there it is.
On his Bugatti?
He's sitting on his Bugatti. Look at Tristan. All of a sudden comes out of nowhere. Don't watch this. You're going to see the next one. Oh, one more punch is coming.
Oh, and hit the other guy.
No. One more is coming. Look at this. Okay, and boom.
Oh,
okay?
shit.
So now they get back in the Bugatti and they leave.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't sit on the Bugatti is what he's saying. Okay, cool. Now, but here's the thing.
Fair point. You're sitting on some dude's
I totally get that. But that level of bullying may matter in the streets. That level of bullying don't matter when you got the government type of bullies. Those are the ultimate bullies.
Yeah.
They're experts.
Is there any way that you can win against those types of
No.
bullies?
Yes,
How can
there
you?
is.
I'm
yes,
hear this.
Yes, there is. The way you win, you have to make sure you have a lot of people from large establishment organizations that support you, such as any reason why Dana White's untouchable? Are you kidding me? Dana White talks at RNC. Dana White puts Trump on his plane. Dana White goes on the Air Force One with Trump. Dana White calls everybody's bullshit out. Dana White does what he does. Dana White's doing whatever he wants to do. How come nobody goes after him? Any reason why they're not targeting him? How come the government, how come no one's touching that guy? Go ahead and touch him. How many people support him? You know how many people support him? The best football players, the best baseball players, the best actors, the best. He's won the loyalty of so many influencers that they got his back. So what you do with a Dana White, and by the way, the thing with Dana White you got to also give him respect to, is Dana White has also learned how to be wise. His answers, he'll say things like this. Look, I don't know how you know Trump. Here's how I know him. When I needed to get a place to rent out to do my first fight, he was the first guy that was there for me. He's always been respectful for me. He's always done this. He doesn't go to the levels that he goes to. He just goes right.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
So, and the other person that earned a little bit of saint status as well, where they almost got him, but he's earned saint status, is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan earned saint status. When they try to kind of drop him, the good decision Joe made, believe it or not, the best decision Joe made, as crazy as this is going to sound, one of the best decisions Joe made is that he signed his contract with a company that's not in the U.S. Spotify's not in the U.S.
Sweden, right?
He's in Sweden. Like Spotify, Sweden's like, dude, we deal with the rules and regulations of Sweden. We're not buddies going out to dinner with these Facebook, Google, all these people that are on YouTube. No, we're not. We're in our own planet. In the world of bodybuilding, there was one guy bodybuilder that's hated. His name was Dorian Yates. And he won 6 of them. The reason why they hated Dorian Yates is because he always trained in UK, never came to the parties, never went to the clubs. No, he did a little bit, but he was a guy that you wouldn't see him for 1 year, and he would only do one competition per year, Mr. Olympia. Everybody else was doing shows. So you would always see what they're looking like. This guy doesn't do nothing, and then all of a sudden shows up to Mr. Olympia, takes his shirt off, people like, holy
the hell is
shit.
that
The
guy?
champ is
here.
How are you going to beat
The champ is here.
right? So, meaning Sweden, Spotify sitting there saying, you guys keep talking shit to each other. We're kind of going to be over here, okay? And we're going to keep Rogan. We don't care what you say. He's got his own opinions. We're going to keep him on. We're not going to cancel him. So, I don't know. Tate, he's not naive. He knows what he's doing. He knows who he's targeting. There's a reason why he wants to be in a place like Romania strategically. Tate is smarter than this. He knows if it came down to it. Look, I'll show you something which is so funny on how much the media manipulates and people fall for this bullshit, right? Take a look at this. This is one of the craziest things I saw the other day. I'm going to send it to you, Rob, and just put it on the computer so we can see it. By the way, meanwhile, can you do a poll as well just to see if people feel there is credibility, there is anything else to it or not?
We did a poll. Do you think Andrew Tate is guilty of human trafficking? Had 6,893 votes. 87% said no.
87%
Smart
said
87%.
Said no, he is not guilty of human trafficking.
13% said yes.
Yes.
87% said no. Okay, interesting poll.
Well, that's our audience.
I just sent you what I sent you. Can you pull up what I just sent you right there?
You guys know what I think would be a great thing, Pat? And I'm pretty sure this would be a great bit. I don't know, because when you said UFC and, Dana White, isn't Tate supposed to fight Jake Paul, right? How great would that be if he does get arrested and he's in jail? They do the fight in the middle of like the prison. And it's like Tate versus him and he's in a Romanian prison. I'd pay to watch that. I wouldn't illegally stream it.
Yeah, I'd like to see actually what Logan Paul says at this point.
Oh,
Because we all know
what do you
the
think he's
beef that
saying
they
right now?
have.
Logan Paul cannot say anything right now because CoffeeZilla's going after him hardcore.
Big time.
Because of crypto and what happened with crypto.
gotcha.
So
Yeah,
it's
his
a very
NFT.
He's biting his tongue
dealing
right
with.
now.
I want you to read this. I want you to read this real quick with me. So zoom in a little bit so everybody can see. Just kind of press the green button. Yeah, there you go. And then so check this out. Before Ukraine crisis, here's what the Guardian said: "Welcome to Ukraine, the most corrupt nation in Europe. After Ukraine crisis, to the right, the fight for Ukraine is a fight for liberal ideas."
I love how you whispered
Before Ukraine crisis, Reuters, Ukraine's neo-Nazi problem. After Ukraine crisis, Reuters, for foreign fighters, Ukraine offers purpose, camaraderie, and a cause. Before Ukraine crisis, Vox, a Ukrainian comedian turned president is embroiled in Trump's impeachment mess. Yes. CNN to the right. Ukrainians are giving 2 lessons in democracy that Americans have forgotten about. New Europe to the left before Ukraine crisis. Ukrainian president rule because increasingly corrupt authoritarian. Washington Post after Ukrainian crisis. Zelensky, the TV president, turned war hero.
I love the whisper.
But you know what is crazy about this? Yeah. Like here's the part that drives me insane sometimes is how people are naive and they're not paranoid and skeptical enough. I trust a guy more that says, "Look, I don't know if Trump did anything with Russia, but maybe he did." Maybe he did. Okay, I'm good with that. You're right. Maybe he did. If he did, let's see what the courts have to say. Even if a person says right now, "Look, man, I don't like this guy. I don't like what he says, but maybe he did some of this stuff, but I don't want to jump to conclusions saying he did. I kind of want to learn more about it. Let's see what happens over the next weeks where some other stories come up." How do you believe a media that at one point was telling you how horrible corrupt Ukraine was just a couple years ago? Literally, this is not 20 years ago. Just a couple years ago, and out there telling us the new Churchill leader worldwide is a guy named Zelensky. FYI, no one's sitting here telling you Putin is the greatest thing since sliced bread. No one's telling you that. All we're saying right now is stop being so damn naive and believe in everything you hear. So this is the point I was going to make to Tate. The point I was going to make to Tate is the following. He has to be smart enough. He's a very witty guy, but I know the one benefit he's got, it's the ultimate benefit a man can have, is to have the brother that he has. Those two have a 100% bond with each other, which is like a father's dream, okay? A father's dream would be to have your sons be that tight to each other. And they're both smart, and they've been both raised by a sharp guy, which is the father, okay? So it's not like this is a regular lightweight guy. This guy, just assume, when I hear these guys talk, you know all I think about? Here's all I think about. My visual goes to Dad's in the car driving, Andrew sitting shotgun, Tristan sitting in the back, and he's asking, what do you think about the CIA? What do you think what just happened with Russia? What do you think about Stalin? What do you think about Lenin? Let me tell you history about what happened in South Africa such and such years ago. Let me tell you what's going on with U.S. Let me tell you about Jimmy Carter. Let me tell you about this. Imagine their car drives. You can't talk like this and think like this without somebody shaping your mindset. And the only person you can think about is who? The father. The father is who shaped their mindset to be thinking the way they're thinking. So Tate, if he's the wise, shrewd street guy that he is, Tate, you can't be naive and believe Romania is going to protect you because it's a very corrupt nation. You don't have more money than other governments that they can offer to that country. Your 50 million, 100 million, $500 million, $1 billion is nothing. The U.S. just cut a $1.7 trillion check. That's $1,700 billion, okay? The U.S. just gave $2.6 billion for January 6th attorneys, which they just dropped the case a couple days ago. You think they're going to have a hard time buying up Ukrainian, Romanian government to come after you and do? No. There's no way they're going to have a hard time with that. There's better places for him to be. If they want to, we saw what they did with, was it Julian Assange? Who was it? There was a Snowden or Assange where they said, hey, women this and women that. And
Assange.
Yeah, they have way more methods to their powers than he believes. What Tate needs to do the next phase when he comes back, if he's going to be wise about this the next time he comes back, is build stronger alliances. He doesn't have a lot of strong alliances. He needs strong alliances, okay? You need alliances, and alliances are, he has a lot of people that believe in him. He has a lot of people that support him. He has a lot of people that like what he has to say. But you need powerful people to have your back, okay? You need powerful alliances. I think, I think he's got to be, the next time around, if he does come back, he needs to have a better strategy of creating better alliances.
An alliance, Pat, the definition is a union or association formed for mutual benefit, especially between countries and or organizations.
If I give you powerful names and I told you what alliances they have, I guarantee you could come up with a bunch of names for different people. I can give you names right now, and you can say, yeah, that guy's got this backing from this guy. Okay, Oprah Winfrey. What alliances does she have? Go ahead.
Clinton's.
Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
who else?
Our government.
Networks, tech, Obama.
Everybody. She's connected.
All
All
women.
the studios.
Do
all
you
the
know?
feminism.
Do you know how many different insurance policies that is? That's a lot of different insurance policies.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the knock on Trump? How many alliances does he have?
Even if he has them, he burns them anyway.
So the challenge is the alliances he wouldn't keep for too long, right? Calling Elon Musk a bullshit artist.
Yeah.
That's an alliance you could have kept.
Yeah.
Rogan is a good alliance to keep. Like, these are good alliances to keep. Not everybody is an enemy.
Yeah, calling Ron DeSantis.
So the challenge with the methodology of bullying all the bullies is sometimes you bully people that could have been an alliance to you that you lose.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I think, part of it, obviously the playbook of the last 6 years is to duplicate what Trump did. But duplicating that without building alliances long term, it's not the right strategy. I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't think that's the right strategy.
Number one, I think what you said was beyond powerful. So clip that up. And just
Clip it.
Boom. But the way that I'm interpreting these alliances is so there's top down and bottom up. Okay, so one of the more powerful things that I remember what Tate said when he talked about Logan Paul was he's like, Logan Paul has followers. I have fans. And there's a big difference. Like, they're wondering, where's Tate? Let's go find Tate. Whereas he compared Logan Paul to sort of a tool of the Matrix and a monkey, and people watch, but they're not fans.
Got you.
So, all right, where am I going with this? We're speaking of alliances. So top down, bottom up. Bottom up would be the groundswell of people that genuinely want to see this guy win. Fans, okay? There's no doubt he has millions and millions of fans.
Tate?
You doubt that?
Oh, for sure.
No doubt, okay? So that's the bottom-up approach. Like, I'm not comparing Tate to Gandhi, but if you start on the grassroots, or if it's a Bernie Sanders, whether it's a Trump, you have a groundswell of people. You have a ground game from the bottom up that will support you. You need that, right? Mm-hmm. The problem is what Tate doesn't have is that he doesn't have a top-down approach. There's nobody in the upper echelons of government, tech, society, the global elite that is going to come to his defense. Mm-hmm. Nobody. And I think that's what you're referring to when it comes to alliances. You can have the bottom-up approach, amazing, but if you're going to go against the system, you better have some big bazookas up at the top. They're going to have your back.
Oh, but by the way, I think he's got the personality to get that. FYI, some people are DMing me stuff and from different parts of the world. Rob, can you do me a favor and put my link to my Twitter profile? If anybody has anything that they want to share and some of the credible stuff, if you can't send it to me, I'll bring it up. If you don't want your name to be mentioned because of whoever you are, I'll respect that, no problem. But if you do want, feel free to send the stuff to my Twitter profile. Just put the link below, the easiest way for people to go to it. So, no question. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that he has going for himself. He's likable. Okay? He's very likable. He's charming. He's likable. Put the exact link to put. Okay, there you go. He's charming. He's likable. He's witty. He's smart. He's funny.
He's also polarizing.
He's very polarizing. I get that. But what I'm saying is he has the ability to win saint status and earn a lot of people's support. He has that. But he has to change his approach. Here's the other thing that you got to be thinking about as well. He said something with somebody he was on. I don't know. Somebody sent me this clip where he says, look, the difference between men and women is the following. If you have a past as a woman and you're 38, single, you're trying to get, like this girl yesterday, I don't even know who this comedian was. Yesterday, she deleted all the tweets. A guy sent me the tweets. It's like, listen, she saved it. Because here's what she said. Let me see if I even have this picture the guy sent me about what this lady tweeted. So the first tweet from hers was something like, I have to show you guys because it's too funny. This morning I woke up, everybody's DMing me saying, hey, guess what? She deleted everything she said about you, et cetera, et cetera. But we saved it. We have it. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Yes.
Here. So here's okay, let me just send you. Shit. I have to. Yeah, I got all of them. Oh, fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Okay, they send it.
Yes.
All right, so let me send this to you. This is a girl named Nicole Arbor. I don't know who she is.
Me neither. And I'm a comedian.
And by the way, she may be a very likable person. She may be somebody that's liked by a lot of people that we like. I don't even know this. I don't know who this person is. But she responded to my tweet. Rob, if you got it, just kind of pull it up and upload that first, and then we'll read this tweet. I don't want you to go to this tweet yet. I want you to first read the tweets I sent you. Yeah, so go pull up the tweet I sent you, and then I'll tell you where I'm going with this. If you can pull this up. Okay, go in. So my tweet that I read earlier, the one that I said, don't know exactly what happened with Cobra Tate, but day after Greta Thunberg. Here's a response. Go down. She says, not that strange, Patrick. One is an American issue, and one is a multiple rape allegation, human trafficking allegation that have been going on since April, and a bucket of other possible charges in Romania. Ask your friend Enos Freedom Cantor what he thinks about human trafficking. Again, I know nothing about what she's saying here. Okay. All of it could be true, okay? Mm-hmm. So my response to her is the following, okay? If you want to go show the second one, the second one I sent you. I sent you two pictures. Get away from this one here, Rob, and go to the other one I sent you. I sent you two pictures. If you can pull up the other one, okay? Do you have it or no? Yeah. Okay. So the second one is...
and you don't know this girl. I'm saying that period at all. And mind you, I'm a comedian.
I've never met her.
I have no idea who she is.
I don't know who she is.
Okay, because I don't either.
So then this is my response to her. So if you go to the bottom, I said, you sound emotional yet certain. I'm choosing to be logical yet paranoid.
Good call.
But you also sound like somebody who may have been attracted to him, but he had zero interest in you. If that's the case, I'm sorry he hurt your feelings. Meanwhile, I'm waiting patiently to learn more. Okay?
Troll level 100, by the way.
It's just straight up.
Oh, listen, straight up. Wait, you're giving opinion, and you're kind of trolling.
By the way,
she
then responds to me, and she calls me, you sound like a typical beta male.
Okay.
Nice. With the name calling.
And she deletes that after she calls me a typical beta male. Mm-hmm. Then I said the following. I said, LOL, I just realized you're a comedian. I can appreciate your sense of humor. But if I'm a beta male, wouldn't that make you an alpha female? No, 40 years old, single, not married, no kids.
Mic drop.
Maybe there's a reason for that. Sweet dreams.
Mic drop.
Okay? And then you see her tweet at the top.
Yeah, she deleted it. She deleted it.
But the point is the following. Point is the following. None of us know what's fully going on. Everybody here could be wrong. Like if God forbid something happens all of a sudden to this guy, he goes to jail for 15 years. You have to know people are going to come after us, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, you gave this guy the platform, you did this, and you're part of the problem as well." All this stuff they're going to say. Yeah. And then if the opposite happens and he's out, he's innocent, you have to also realize people are going to be like, "I told you," you jumped to conclusion. The whole part of this thing here is sometimes, like, I'll never forget when I hit rock bottom. Oh, bro, do you know it was the sickest thing when I hit rock bottom? Okay. The guy that I was always on the fence to see if he was really a best friend or if he was a hater, okay? You know how long it took me to figure that out?
How?
1 second.
Shut up.
No,
what was
fell
the
one time.
What was the moment?
And then, so what happened was, word came back to me, text messages, all this other stuff saying, let me tell you what this guy said about you. I said, got it. Well, I'm not surprised. Finally validated that I was right. That guy was a waste of time. Okay, I gave him credit, benefit of the doubt. But he was right. You know what happened? The guys I thought didn't have my back, had my back. Many of the guys I thought had my back didn't have my back. The greatest filtering system in life is when you have a massive crisis in your life. You can immediately filter out 90% of the people in your life. What types of crisis? Bankruptcy, divorce, loss of a loved one,
drug use,
a setback,
you're messed up,
a falling out. It's the fastest way to filter out the real people and the fake people in your life. Immediately. There's nothing like it. The cousin you thought was the best cousin that he's been jealous for a long time, he's just never revealed it until your fall. The best friend you had that, you thought he was like the guy that had your back and he was right next to you and like, oh, this is my guy. No, it wasn't. He's been waiting for you to have a fall because he's internally envious of all the attention and all that you're getting. He's sick of it. Do you know what happened with one of the guys? That was the guy that turned his back on me.
What?
Right before we leave Texas, he invites me to go to Rafi's place. And I go to Rafi's place with him. And we sit down. And I said to him, I said, hey, so what's going on? He says, yeah, I want to pay for lunch. I said, you've never paid for lunch. I always pay for lunch. What are you doing? Like, what's this act all about? I said, look, man, I'm going to pay for my lunch today. I'm not paying for your lunch. You can cover your lunch, but I'm going to pay for my lunch today. But I want to tell you everything, okay? Once and for all. Yeah. And I just went through all of it. And by the time it was done, I said, dude, it's been awesome. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope all your dreams become a reality. But moving forward, we're acquaintances. There's no more friendship here, okay? God knows I want every single one of your dreams to still become a reality because I know where I'm going with my life. There's plenty of success for all of us to get it all. You can get it. If you're more successful than me, more power to you. But I'm looking for a real relationship in my life, and you're just not one of them, okay? Good luck to you. The look on his face changed so many different times, okay? Because in life, you can make millions. You can have all the women in the world. You can have the cars. You can have the houses. You can have the clothes. You can have the accolades. You can have all of that. Nothing is more valuable than real relationships where you can just sit there, do nothing, chill out, and you know that person's not going to judge you. Jordan said something about his relationship with Tiger Woods. He says, when Tiger comes to our place, I want him to feel safe. I want him to feel like he can be whoever he wants to be because no one's going to know. We're not going to judge him. He says, because that's how I feel with Tiger. It's very hard to have people like that in your life when you make it to the levels that Tiger and some of us have made it, right? There's only a few Andrews in the world right now, okay? He just filtered out 99% of the people in his life, okay? And the 1% that is there, those relationships he best value because they're very, very hard to find, especially as you age. But the greatest filtering process we just saw right there within a 24-hour period is all the people that came out and said what they said. Now, the other thing that the point I was going to make here is the following as well. We all have a past. You have a past. Adam's got a past. We all got a past, okay? And he's got a past as well. We don't know everything about the past. All we know about him is 6 to 12 months. Remember that one clip that came out? He hit a girl, and I can't believe you're supporting this because, I've never seen this before. Let me see this. Oh, the girl said they were doing some kinky stuff.
Turns out she was into it. Yeah.
She made a video saying, no, this is kind of what things we did private. Okay, fine. Great. A lot of things like this came out. Oh, he paid her off. Okay, whatever. I'm not sitting here telling you this guy's an angel, okay? Believe me, there's a lot of words we've used to get a girl to be willing to have sex with you. I mean, if you know the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill said something very powerful. Sex transmutation. I don't know if you've heard the phrase sex transmutation.
Yeah, of course.
Type in the word sex.
Chapter 10.
Jesus, shut up.
I swear to God.
If it's chapter 10, I'm going to be very impressed.
Yeah, it is.
By the way, this is one of the reasons why I went 17 months without sex.
Swear to
Really?
God.
Yeah. This guy and another guy. This guy, the two guys, I went 17 months without. It was the hardest thing I ever did. My temper was the worst. I was lifting weights like you wouldn't believe. I'd go to the gym. I'm like, put another plate. Give me the steak. Bam. 10 times. Everyone's looking at me saying this.
At a restaurant, they're like, sir, yes, I want another appetizer. Hurry up.
Anyway, so he talks about sex transmutation. And one of the things he talks about in this chapter is the fact that men will say anything. In the moment, like right before you're about to be done or right before you're about to close, men will say anything to get a woman to go in bed with them. But babe, listen, how do you expect me to show you love if you're not letting me? Like, that's how I'm able to fully show love to you. Last night I was having a dream. In the middle of the night, I woke up. I looked to my right. I thought you were next to me. You weren't. I cried. All I thought about was you. We will say the dumbest things.
I'll move in your family. Bring your mom. I'm allergic.
And
bring
by the way,
cats.
if you're a guy and you're sitting here saying, I've never said anything like that, you are full of shit is what you are.
I've always loved you. The moment I saw you.
But by the way, I'm not sensationalizing
No, this
this.
is
I'm just
true.
saying it's a weakness of
I know.
men that we are willing to say some stupid shit together.
Yes.
So am I sitting here saying Tate hasn't used some lines like that?
Of course.
And by the way, as good as you think you are with lines, I guarantee you he's better with lines on
for
what to
sure.
say in those moments. So, okay, all I'm saying is the following. He has to, as quickly as possible, change his brand, disconnect with old, whatever happened, get that stuff situated, lawyers, where you made money, whatever you did, make it good with everybody you ever screwed, whatever you did. He has to make those things good because a big part, one of the stories was like in UK, XYZ happened. The reason why he left UK because one of the girls that he said, you never paid me, so, I'm going to do this. And then so he left UK to go to Romania. Anyways, these are stories. I don't know the full credibility behind it. These are fully stories that he went to Romania. If he's going to come back, which this guy's got, he's like a cat. He's got multiple lives. If this guy's going to come back and he's on his 7th life or 6th life, you have to change some of your strategies and you have to figure out a way to clean up anything from your past by getting the right lawyers, making all the old enemies into friends and allies, and moving forward.
So you think there is so 2 things I want to say. So you think there is a chance for him to redeem and I mean, how do you basically tell the government, United States government, hey, listen, I know I poked at you a couple times. I'm sorry. Number 1. Number 2, Pat, you were talking about...
Not the government. I didn't say the government.
No, but you know what I'm talking about. He's pissed off a lot of...
No, but he can't go back and apologize. You don't apologize to the government.
Okay.
No.
That's what I'm saying. So do you think it's too late for him to do that cleanup thing that you're talking about?
No, it's kind of like this. If you're running for office, the first thing you got to do is call every single one of your exes and meet with them.
Wow.
I mean, you just have to do that. I don't think what I said is anything unique. You have to meet with every one of them and say, so, listen, just want to talk to you. How are you doing? Good. Anything you're upset with me, okay? Anything that frustrated you, tell me where you're at, okay? I want to tell you, 19 years ago, XYZ, I want to apologize. That was not cool what I did. I'm truly sorry. I effed up, okay? You have to have those conversations if you're running for office. You have to call family, friends, enemies, allies, exes, and have those conversations. And in that moment, you're going to know this is not going to be fixed. And this is going to come back up. Guess what? I can't run for office, okay? He has to treat this because what he's doing is a form of running for office. The office he's running for is the president of the internet. He's not running for the office of president of, United States. He's running to be the president of the internet. If you're running to be the president of the internet, you have to kind of go back and look at some of those relationships and make them good. And 100% you got them because you don't walk on water. None of us do. This isn't a pass at him. This is just if you're really wanting that kind of respect and accolades, you got to make some of those calls. And those are private apologies. They're not public
That's
apologies.
what I was going to say.
It's more important. It's one-on-one, face-to-face. It takes courage to do those. It's very tough to do. Yes.
Yeah.
What I will say, by the way, great observation, President of the Internet.
dope.
So I actually had a conversation about this with my good buddy Michael Sartain, who's basically saying in today's society, the eyeball attention economy where everything's about clicks and views and eyeballs and subscribers and all that, we're in a different time where it used to be good versus bad. USA versus the USSR, right? Hulk Hogan versus the Iron Sheik. Like, there was a clear distinction between who was the good guy and who was the bad guy. These days, the lines are completely blurred. It's just who has the most followers, who has the most clout, who gets the most eyeballs. And if you're running for the president of the internet, you're Andrew Tate, you know how they say, like, other than like literally going to jail, like, I don't care what you say about me, just spell my name right.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how to spell T-A-T at this
100%.
point. Okay, so he's fully qualified to be president of the internet, good, bad, or indifferent, okay?
Yeah.
Whether you're Kanye, whether you're Trump, whether you're freaking Billy McFarland from the whether you're Sam Bankman-Fried, Fire Festival guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, FTX, people want to know your story the bigger that you get. If Bernie Madoff were alive, he'd be on a fucking podcast right now being like, Bernie, let's hear the deal, what you had going on.
Yeah.
So fully endorse what you're saying right now. I actually just want to make an apology. It was chapter 11 of Think and Grow Rich.
Don't make that mistake
So all
again.
my Napoleon
Never
Hill fans
again.
out there, Think and Grow Rich, like, Adam, you're an idiot. You're scumbag. It's chapter 11. I apologize right there. But what you said is so true about sex transmutation. And it's been years since I read this book, but essentially, tell me if I'm wrong, the premise was some of the greatest men in history were absolute like sex beasts. Abraham Lincoln, George Washington,
Thomas
Einstein,
Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson. These guys were lover boys, to use that term, a little callback right there. But they took that energy and that passion and that like that you have as a man and funneled it into something positive or creative or scientific or leadership or political aspirations or whatever, and you harness that power for greatness. Essentially, I think that's what you did for that 17-month celibacy. I'm working on 17 days. That's tough. But it's such a powerful comment. But what you also said was actually very true about what guys will say to women. It's because men fall in love with their eyes, women fall in love with their ears. What does that mean? Men are visual creatures, right? 80% of the reason that a guy dates a girl is how she looks.
Of course.
And then there's 20% that's like, what's her values, what's her principles, what's her
parents,
age, what's her like all that.
yeah.
But it's very, very much a looks conditional thing, okay? For women falling in love with their ears, it's not all about looks. It's about what you do for work, what's your status, what car do you drive, are you a good person, do you like kittens, do you help old ladies cross the street, are you funny, are you creative, are you a man, are you an alpha? And the pie graph is actually dispersed across the place. So what does that mean? A man falls in love with his eyes because he likes how beautiful a woman is. A man knows that he has to say some shit
100%
to impress a woman. And you were going here with a different direction where a man, I think you were going here with the past and the future. Men care about a woman's past. Women care more about a man's future. So if you find out that this girl you're dating used to be a stripper or a hoe or a Cardi B type girl, I don't care where she's at today. It's like, I can't bring this girl out in public. If a woman finds out that dude used to be like homeless, like had sex with a ton of women and just was like an asshole, whatever, but now he's cleaned it up and his future looks bright, women will jump all over that.
100%.
Versus a man will not go back and try to relive a woman's checkered past.
I want to read this tweet to you that just came in right now from Mario Nafal. Just in less than an hour, the Tate brothers will arrive before the judges at Bucharest court to find out whether or not they will spend the holidays behind bars, whether or not the 30-day preventative arrest warrant requested by the prosecutors will be confirmed. This just came in an hour ago. So literally, how long ago? Yeah, about an hour ago, 8:14. So meaning they're in court right now, and we're going to see what's going to be happening. I think a lot of different stories are going to come out today. I think a lot of different stories are going to come out today, and nobody fully has an idea what's going to happen.
Pat, can I ask you a question? Yeah. So, and just to go back a little bit, not to go too far, but remember you saying like you find out who your real friends are, the real whoever family when you hit that rock bottom. My question was going to be, what if you don't have one of those moments where like you do fall and you don't get to see it, Pat, and your life is just kind of going good? How do you really find out who these people?
Success is the other way. It's either hardcore failure or hardcore success. Because when you succeed, you know, the but like, you know, yeah, I mean, Vinny's doing this, but let's not forget, you know, they got, but, you know, you're trying to find the but community. The but community, and I'm not talking about the but community you've been looking for your entire life.
That's all
I'm talking about a different but community. One T, not two T's, right?
Got you.
No, I mean, success and where you are. Hey, look at you see Vinny, he's with Valuetainment, he's doing this, he's doing. Yeah, but listen, let me tell you, that's because what happened during COVID really hurt his career. They're gonna make, you know, so, and all of those stories are gonna come out. All of those stories are gonna come out. Yeah, I mean, the best way to identify who's got your back and who does not is when you fall. You know, like when you fall, somebody says, "I told you never do that. I told you." Got it. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Okay, cool. So listen, look, at this point, I don't need to tell you. You already know you shouldn't have done that. But look, what are we doing from here? Here's what I suggest we do, okay? Hey, you know, I got a girl pregnant last night. I met, you know, I got a girl pregnant a month and a half ago that I met at the club. She wants to keep the baby. I don't know what the hell to do. I mean, you know you screwed up. I do. Okay, dude, what do we do? Is she keeping it or she's choosing to keep it? Okay, you got to work with that. What are we doing now? We got to go make some money. We got to figure this. So you will know by the way people answer. By the way, one of the best things Jordan Peterson said, I had him at an event and he was talking about his next book coming up. Jordan Peterson talked about if you really want to know if people have your back or not, say some good and say some bad about yourself and just watch their reaction. If you say something bad about yourself that happened, and you look at them, and you can tell there's a part of celebration going on.
Oh, wow.
You can tell where they're at. But if you say good things about yourself and you see how what they turn into, you can also kind of tell where they're at. But you will know more about them if you say bad things than you will know versus when you say good things. Look, I'm a extremely logical and paranoid guy, skeptical guy, and I'm not looking to have a billion great relationships. I'm looking to have a handful to 10 phenomenal, valuable relationships in life outside of my family. Meaning there's no relationship more important you want to have than with your kids, your wife, your family, all that. That's very important. But outside of that, friends, non-blood, 5 to 10. If you got 5 like 10s in your life, dude, you have the same amount of wealth as Elon Musk has. If you have 5 10s, like ride or die type of buddies in your life,
Great.
You're the richest man in the world.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're the richest man in the world. Now, if you can make some money as well, you can enjoy the money with your friends. Because it sucks when you don't have the money to enjoy those special moments together.
Yeah.
So again, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here with this guy.
I'll add to that. Like, if my mom watches this clip, she's gonna like fell right there to tears. My mom, the number one lesson she would tell me as a kid is like, in order to have a friend, you need to be a friend. And like I say this all the time, I don't have any hobbies in my life. I don't go rock climbing. I don't collect baseball cards. I got nothing going on. I don't have a stamp collection. I value friendship. I like hanging out with my boys. I like making money. I like hanging out with pretty girls. I'm a very simple dude. But to basically what Pat's saying is, there's a couple quotes we can talk about right here, but essentially it's like, value those who will support you when they have nothing to gain. That, like, essentially, like, who will have you in your life when you have nothing to offer other than yourself, just being there for you. There's a famous quote by Oprah. I'm going to read the quote. She says, lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. So when you have nothing to offer other than your company, that is a true sign of a friendship. Like the guy, the guy that you went to lunch with at Rafi's place, I don't know the relationship, but was he using you for something, or what was the situation?
No, it was a competitive environment.
God.
It was like, hey, because what frustrated him the most is the fact that I won without getting a college degree, and all of them went and got their college degrees. And to them, to their families, every time I would go around their families, it was like, when are you going to get your degree? When are you going to get your degree? Such and such got his degree. Such and such got his degree. When are you going to get your degree? When are you going to get your... It was always that conversation. I'm like, yeah, guys, I'm not going to get my degree. And then when I blew up after telling them what I was going to do, that was when it was the end of it. They were not happy about the level of success that came afterwards. But some of the guys, one guy was freaking straight up. He says, look, took me to Conrad's. Shout out to Adrian. This guy took me to Conrad's and said, look, Pat, I got to just be honest with you. I thought you were going to be the biggest failure out of all of our friends.
Really?
I thought you were going to be the biggest failure. I thought you were going to do nothing with your life. And the fact that you has shocked the hell out of me. But I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you, man.
That's awesome.
And guess what? I was like, dude,
thank you.
Respect. Good for you. I you know what? I appreciate it. He's got a great life today. He's successful. He's doing good for himself. But you know, I learned some of them were more up to games behind closed doors versus the other way around. Hey, Pat has money, you pay for it. Hey, let's go to Pat's place for the party. But hey, we're doing a gathering at the house. Let's invite everybody but Pat. You know, because I might make you uncomfortable, and all the people that have all the fancy degrees get together and I'm not there. I'm totally fine with that. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. All I'm saying is, you're going to know as you succeed if some of the guys that were, you know, maybe ahead of you at the time, and now you're ahead of them, that messes with a lot of people's heads.
Got you. And I like the fact that you said that, because I honestly was like, I'm trying to figure out if your life is just chilling and you're going like this, because I haven't fallen. I mean, I've had bad stuff happen in my life, and I've had friends there.
Bro, go back to when you were the Airman of the Year. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I
no,
guarantee you there's a lot of guys that were not happy that
hater.
we...
Haters. But I mean, that's what you're saying is the opposite is what
nothing
you're doing
happens.
Here, you were nothing when you're chilling. Where are those snakes? They're in the grass.
Vinny, believe me, a lot of the people that were ahead of you in comedy who have never had a video get a couple 100 million views are sitting there saying, freaking guys, I'm seeing them everywhere right now. You secretly, some of them are not celebrating.
You don't see
victory.
it. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but just be patient.
Yeah.
Just be patient. You're gonna learn a lot.
Rob, put that picture down, you jerk.
Value those that value
What a
you when you have
handsome guy.
nothing to offer other
What
than
a
your
handsome
company.
guy. Were you gonna say something, or were you
About how
something?
good looking Vinny is?
Just come on, Rob.
If I have another point that I want to make separately, so I don't know
Go
if you want
for
to
it.
move on. All right, well,
Is this dating advice? Because let's stay on this topic.
This could be.
Let's hear what dating advice you got.
No, this isn't dating. Well, I want to get your perspective on this as a father with 2 boys and 2 girls.
Yep.
And this goes back to what we were talking about with Tate and sort of the how he calls out sort of the new wave, new age, modern women, boss babe feminists. So, you would hear, peripherally, I don't know how much you paid attention to it, that the future is female. Have you heard this before? The future's female. I don't know if you know that. The future's female. And okay, like that stuff you would just hear peripherally. Have you ever heard that before?
I swear to God, this is the first time I've ever heard.
You've never heard the future's female?
I know women are killing it, and I'm proud of them.
That's
but like,
proud of women too.
I never heard of it.
But have you heard this? The future is female. Rob, have you heard this?
Yes.
The future's female. I don't know that. So like, I'm like, all right, I didn't really look into that. Although, all right, cool, good luck, ladies. Like, I have a mom, I have a grandma, I have a sister, I have a girl. Like,
nieces,
love you guys,
yeah.
awesome. The future's female. And then I'm like, well, what do you mean, the future's female? So like, what role is men gonna have if the future's female? Are we now second-class citizens? Are we now not expected to be what we potentially could be? And I started delving into this topic of modern feminism and just kind of going down that rabbit hole about how women say like, I don't need no man. Like there's a song like Sweetie, like I'm a bad bitch, make my own money, don't need no man. It's like, what do you mean you don't need a man? Or if you're a lesbian, I get it.
Yeah, whatever.
But if you're just a chick that says she don't need a man, you have no idea how many women I know in their late 30s, in their early 40s, message to the females out there I say, hey, how you doing? Like, because I'm in my early 40s, you are as well. I said, what's up? Like, you're a beautiful girl in high school. I've known you for years. I said, you got a man? No. You got kids? No. You want kids? Yeah. So how old are you? 42, 41, 38, 39, 44. I said, you freezing your eggs? I swear.
Yeah,
I'm asking women these questions these
you're
days.
being genuine.
They go, yeah, I'm freezing my eggs.
Wow.
I'm like, and this is happening more and more. Companies are even actually paying for women to freeze their eggs because they want you to work. They want you to work. Be a boss, babe. You don't need no man. Get your money, girl, whatever. Get that bag. And then it's like, well, let's find out what's actually happening to these women. Turns out these conversations, they're like, yeah, I really fucked this one up. I really wish that I didn't abide by the whole I don't need no man. I'm not going to settle for no man, because what's happening right now is all these boss babes, these feminists, they get indoctrinated into this. The future is female. You don't know, man. You can do it, which is great to a certain extent. But when you hit, quote unquote, the wall as a woman, and next thing you know, you're 40 and you don't have no man and you've got 3 cats and a couple dildos hanging around. I'm just saying, it's like all of a sudden you're like, I probably shouldn't have hated on men all that
and
much.
A couple of eggs in the freezer.
Yeah,
too.
and the eggs are in the freezer. But so part of what Tate says, and this is why he pisses women off, is that he'll says things that will, what's the word? That's the word of the year when you trigger somebody, or you
troll.
Not
troll.
No,
gaslight.
When you gaslight someone, exactly. He'll say like, and he said this in the interview, rather than saying men are stronger than women, which I think we can agree men are stronger than women. It's not controversial. He'll say things like women are weak.
Yeah.
Or rather than saying that, like, men are better drivers than women, he'll say women can't drive.
Got you.
So that'll trigger a lot of women. And I think essentially what his message is, though, and what my message is, I think anyone's message is that men and women are equal, but they're also different. Mm-hmm. This is called duality or polarity in life, is that there's 2 sides of a coin, right? There's yin and the yang. There's the sun and the moon. There's there's black and white, wherever you want to look at it. And they're both equal, but they're different. Mm-hmm. And the problem that I think that he's saying while he's triggering so many women is he's kind of like, they think that he's like dunking on women. Mm-hmm. And that's not necessarily the case. He's saying there's things that you're qualified for better than a man, and there's things that men are qualified better for a woman. Mm-hmm. For example, like you'll see these conversations with feminists. It's like, what do I need a man for? What do I need a man for? It's like, well, the office that you're sitting in, the whole fucking building was built by a man. The roads were built by a man. Mm-hmm. By the way, when the bad guys come and attack you, the women aren't running. The women go get, if there's a ship that's sinking, the women and kids go on the safety raft. Yeah. The men go to war. So it's like all this shitting on men is becoming like to the point where this is what produces a Tate. Mm-hmm. The same reason that an Obama will produce a Trump, the same reason that modern day feminism will produce a Tate. Anyway, my question for you is,
you need a woman. That's what you're trying to say.
Of course, I respect.
So what you're
women.
saying is a famous philosopher said years ago.
Yeah,
this is a man's world.
It's a man's
would be
nothing
without
a woman or a girl.
Yes.
And I fully endorse that.
what's
But
your question? 'Cause I was
so,
gonna
by
say
the way, I
something.
don't know if unless there's something that has fundamentally changed, it takes a man and a woman to create a baby.
Yes.
I know a lot of people
We're having
wanna
a science
conflate that
class
these
today,
days.
guys.
Science class. But here's my question to you.
I've been waiting for it.
Yes. Well, here you go. You have 2 boys.
Yes.
You have 2 girls.
Yes.
If Senna or if any of Senna, like any girl comes to you and says, the future's female, like what would you explain to your sons when they say, well, I don't know, Dad, all these girls I hear in class that the future's female. What does that mean for me as a boy, as a man who I would say is a leader, a qualified man, a man amongst men, the type of man that men want to be like and women want to be with type of a thing. What do you explain to your sons when you hear that the future is female and men are now becoming second-class citizens?
I mean, that's going to be the last concern of mine when it comes up, because we're going to talk about all of these issues when they do come up. You're just going to have a conversation with them about it. There's value in areas that women lead, and there's going to be areas that you lead in. I'm not going to sit here and say one is great at everything and the other sucks. No, there's certain roles that we play. Those conversations are already being had in our household. And if you raise them right till 18, from there, they're going to make some decisions. Some of them you're going to agree with, some of them you're not going to agree with. Do me a favor, go back to Mario Naval's tweet. He just posted something. I want to show this. Go back to, he just said, click on it and go back, to see whatever go down. He just says, keep going down. Keep going down. There's, they just invited me on their live today for 2 p.m. Keep going a little lower. It's like 2 hours ago. You still got to go. Keep going.
And by the way, who is this Mario Naval guy?
He's actually very good citizen journalist online. Okay, so today will be more released. Romanian authorities. Arrest will be likely prolonged to 30 days. A few times. Max is 180 days as investigations continues. Unlikely to get bail, and they face up to 20 years in jail. That's yesterday, 9 hours ago, is what they were talking about. Okay, what the Romanian attorney was talking about. You can't get on bail when you're facing charges for crimes that have a direct intention. Both rape and traffic fall into this category of crimes that could be punished with more than 7 years of prison. Both rape and traffic are 5 to 10 years. Now, here's the part. I just got a couple messages from people in Romania. Here's what couples said. One is, please do not mention my name. I will not mention your name on who you are, but this person lives in Romania, okay? He said he has been connected with the Romanian elite. Who is the elite in Romania? The Orthodox Church, the politicians, the police. He made huge donations to the Orthodox Church. However, he recently converted to Islam. Romania is one of the most Christian countries in the world, and he may have pissed off the wrong people. His conversion to Islam was a slap in the face to many high-profile religious persons in Romania. This is just my own insight. Okay.
Wow, good point. I mean, that's a good opinion.
That's one that was said. Now, another one that just came in right now saying it's not going to be about rape allegations and any of this stuff. It's going to be more about money laundering. You got to be careful with money laundering, taxes, any of that
That's
stuff.
where they get you.
But listen, here's the other part. If the government really wanted to get you, really wanted to get you, they can figure out ways to say you didn't $22 you didn't pay 17 years ago in taxes, and you're short on this. Again, there's so many creative ways for them to come after you if they choose to do so. It's not hard for them to do it. So the louder you are, the more targets you got. And the louder you are, your biggest insurance policies is to make sure some of the biggest institutions in the world have your back, because behind closed doors, they got to be negotiating. Brittany Griner, how long did it take her to get out?
6 months.
7 months, almost 7.
It's a long time, guys.
Of course.
That's not and what did U.S. have to give up?
The
An arm
merchant
and a
of
leg
death.
and the merchant of death. Well, first of all, horrible negotiation. Nearly 10 months, by the way.
10 months. Oh, wow.
Horrible negotiation on our end, okay?
I want to know what we would have given up for LeBron.
But
Pretty Griner.
Satan himself.
Yeah, exactly.
LeBron wouldn't have stayed for a second.
Not even
You
a
kidding me? LeBron's got the most powerful institutions that have his back. He wouldn't stay for a split.
Because he has good relations.
second.
He has good alliances with all these
He
people.
wouldn't stay for a split second because he's got alliances.
Callback.
Yeah.
Strategy. It's all in strategy in the next move. If this thing ends and he's out, he has to change his strategy. He has to take a week off and purely decide where he's going to be building his alliances.
Does he stay in Romania?
I don't think so.
He has to bounce,
I don't think so.
I think
don't
it's.
think so.
I think you made a great point here because I'm just going back to the interview we had. The reason that he lives in Romania is because it has traditional values. He was Christian at the time, and he says that it's like the most Christian place in Europe, and they value, Judeo-Christian values and everything like that. So what you said about the fact that he did convert to Islam, I don't know, about 30, 60 days ago, that I can appreciate why the Orthodox Church of Romania views that as a slap in the face. Is that what the guy basically said in the tweet?
Yeah,
Pat?
because he said that. Imagine you said the Christian. They're running the show over there.
Yeah, when he gets out, you know where he's moving? Dubai.
I was saying Dubai or Sweden.
I don't know about Sweden, but yeah, he's moving to Dubai.
I would
As a Muslim, a wealthy guy.
He's gonna. Yeah, Dubai would probably be the spot. I'm curious to see what do you guys think? Will he do any time? Like not this 30-day whatever. I'm talking about will he be sent to prison in Romania? I'm curious to what people.
I don't know. I don't even want to speculate on that because essentially what Pat's saying is like, look, he might have done this. I hope it's not true. I'm not wishing anything bad for the dude. Good relationship with him, but it's like it's one of those things where it's like what you were saying is like the government will do it. Like you can go back and they found $20 that you didn't report on your tax. Yeah, your W-2s, 1099, whatever it is from 14 years ago, they'll get you.
Of course.
If they want to get you, they will get you, even if you are innocent.
Oh, yeah.
That's the scary thing right now is that he's poking the bear so much.
You got to stop, dude.
Yeah, well,
I mean, but here's the thing, Adam. Dude, the guy has basically predicted everything that's gonna happen. So that goes back to my question. I was like, bro, you did what you did. You knew the consequences. You already set up. He already says that the 3 tiers of the life, the Matrix. They cancel you, they put you in prison, and then they're gonna try to kill you if you get out of prison. Do you know what I mean? So it's like either he was doing it to get the eyeballs and become famous, and he's that guy. But number 2 is like, are you ready to get the real repercussions of your actions? Because either he's like a modern day, masculine, he wants men to be men and he's sticking up for that generation, or he's just like, hey, I was just trying to get eyeballs, and now it's like, oh shit, this thing has gotten real. So I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting next couple of days.
Did you guys find out who in the government held Fauci accountable, meaning who played the role to
Rand
hold Fauci
Paul.
accountable? No.
Oh, what do you mean?
Did you see who he reported to that held Fauci accountable, the story? Have
no.
you guys seen this or no? Okay, so go to Twitter, let me find this for you, which, by the way, it's kind of weird when you see the story here. I'll send it to you. Very, very weird story, and then we'll look it up. We'll validate it. We'll go to Snopes to see if there's any credibility
Who he
behind
was
this one or
reporting
not.
to, Pat?
When I show this to you, you're going to
Okay.
say, don't say it so
I'm not
the
saying
audience
nothing.
can see it for themselves.
Okay.
It's a very, very weird person to report to.
Got you.
Okay.
And he just today was his last day, right, Pat? Fauci's done today. Today was the day. Bye.
Is that why you were a little bit
I
emotional
was
this
so
morning?
I couldn't even drink.
I
my
saw
tea.
that when I came in. I just kind of walked
Very
away.
sad because
I didn't want to.
that little rat is gone.
Yeah,
Fauci.
I didn't want to go
I know, I
to
didn't
you
wanna get
because
too
I just
emotional.
saw that. I saw what you were going through. No, the craziest thing about Musk. See, Musk tweeted this. If you can find this, I don't know if you can find this or not. So
Pat just read. No, Pat.
Yeah.
He
Pat just read
reads
4
books. He just read 4 books and wrote one.
No, he posted a tweet saying the person that Fauci reports to, that holds him accountable in the U.S. government, is his wife. Okay,
What?
Is that the one? Yeah, right there. Zoom in on that one right there. Is that the one? Okay, the first sentence of New York Times profile: the walls in Dr. Anthony Fauci's home office are adorned with portraits of him, drawn and painted
Oh God.
by some of his many fans.
He loves himself.
Yeah, but there's a story he posted. Where is this? I mean, I hope he didn't take it down. Keep going. There's a story about who he reports to.
Oh God.
Oh, you got to find this. Elon is too active on Twitter, man. That's
He's out there. I mean, he owns it.
He's using his product. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it's a story that came out about who his direct report is. And this is like 4 days ago. I'm trying to go far back to see if we can find it. Okay, well, why don't you go to Fauci's Wikipedia? Go to Fauci's Wikipedia, and you'll find it. Go to Fauci's Wikipedia.
I can't wait.
Okay. Go to Fauci's Wikipedia, And you see, go to his wife, to the right, who he's married to. Okay, zoom in a little bit so we can see it. Christy Grady, right? Okay, so who is Christy Grady? Go to Christine Grady. Watch this. Zoom in. Christine Grady is an American in bioethics who serves as the head of the Department of Bioethics at the National Institute of Health Clinical Center. NIH.
Wow. That's
So her job is to hold him accountable.
what?
Did you just? Okay.
So basically the HR of your job
Is
is
your
your
wife.
There's no conflict of interest there. No way. Are you kidding me?
Can you
That's not real. That can't be real.
No, that
Is that
is
real?
That is real. But go to, what's a huge discovery about the liar Anthony Fauci. Okay, let's see what this says here. Go zoom in. Fauci was untruthful to Congress, but Wuhan lab research, new documents appears to show. But go, keep going. No, keep going. The one I want to see about is his connection with his wife. That's all I care about in this story. I want to go back to the connection with his wife.
Bro, if your wife is overseeing your good and bad, there's how the hell do they let that happen?
See, this is the kind of stuff that a person that says, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Listen, you're part of the problem. Okay?
100%.
If you don't have the ability to question stuff like this, you're also part of the problem. Right there, zoom in on the bottom. Right there, bottom. No, bottom. Right there, zoom in. Almost no one seems to realize that the head of bioethics at the NIH, the person who is supposed to make sure that Fauci behaves ethically, is his wife.
What the hell?
Is his wife.
This whole time.
Dude,
Dong, dong, dong.
gain of function in this context is just another way of saying bioweapon. Some good nuggets in an article. Important to note that Fauci authored 2012 paper arguing for gain of function research. Obama wisely put this on pause, but Fauci restarted it. So go back to her Wikipedia. Let's read her Wikipedia a little bit more, okay? So zoom in. Go actually to her Wikipedia. This is the ghetto version of it. Go to the real version of it.
This is just Pedia.
Yeah. Go to
file.
PDF.
Right there. So let's read the zoom in. Let's read it together. Guys, we're gonna have a quick reading here. Grady was born and raised in okay, graduate from Go to career. Grady has worked in nursing, clinical research, and clinical care with a specialization in HIV. She was a commissioner on the Presidential Commission for the study of bioethical issues from 2012 to 2017. That's Obama until Trump showed up and she probably got fired. Grady is a member of the national, maybe she got a promotion. Grady's a member of the National Academy of Medicine, a senior fellow at the Kentucky Institute of Ethics, and a fellow of the Hastings Center and American Academy of Nursing. She received the National Institutes of Health CEO Award in 2017 and the Director's Award from the same organization in 2015 and 17. Grady is married to Anthony Fauci, an American immunologist and a head of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases at the National Institute of Health. They have 3 daughters together. Little weird.
What do you mean a little weird? Bro?
I actually want to give you some feedback on
Tell
this.
me.
Okay. The more and more I read all this, I'm just going back to your theory on alliances. There's an entire alphabet soup of alliances right there. The NIH, the CIA, the DEH, the FDA, the FEIC.
They're all connected.
Fauci, whether he is guilty or not guilty of doing whatever it is, based on those alliances of all the alphabet soup that's going on out there,
untouchable.
nothing's happened.
Exactly.
To Fauci.
I said
nothing's
that
happened to Fauci.
Listen to me, untouchable. And you know what's crazy? He yells at people when he's in Congress.
By the way, why don't you type in Fauci wife Snopes? Okay, Fauci wife Snopes. Is that Snopes? Did it personally approve the Pfizer? No, now that one is faction. Post falsely linked Fauci's wife to FDA vaccine. No. The Dr. Fauci's wife, Reuters. No. I want to know if Anthony Fauci is the head of U.S. and Food. Yeah, they're not even. So if you go on Snopes and you type in Fauci, Fauci.
That's insane, bro.
Wife. Did Biden's Fauci was on? Yeah, I mean, look, if they don't even have a story on it, that's even a bigger concern that they're not even addressing it.
That's
Anyways,
insane.
I don't know. I think it's not good protocol in the company for the HR to be the wife and the guys making all the decisions.
Clearly
and
not.
HR is just
What
kind of sitting
the
there,
hell?
and especially when you and I taxpayers are paying for it. You know, if you're sitting there saying what's wrong with that, again, you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Like, and now, and I said this the other day.
Bioethics.
What do you like? She's it's not even that. It's like I said this the other day. Now everybody's like with Elon, with the Twitter, with the dumps and everything is out. We know now it's like, hey, we got you. It's like the Wizard of Oz, Pat. The curtains open. Now we see, oh, look at what you assholes were doing. And now nothing's gonna happen. The Republicans are gonna take the House. What are they going to do? They're going to sit him down in the chair. Congress, they're all going to yell. The Democrats are going to stick up for him because they used him to bring in their shit. The Republicans are just going to bark, 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 bark. Nothing will happen. Fauci is going to walk free because, Adam, you nailed it. His alliances, bro, he's untouchable.
Yeah,
untouchable, bro. His wife is HR.
Yeah, that's right. That's like the Wizard of Oz. At the end of the day, he's married to the chief of police. Like, you're good, dude.
Yeah,
don't
fine.
worry about it.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
Pat, you're an odds guy. Obviously, I think it's fair to say that you're not a fan of Fauci. Fair?
I'm not a fan of anybody that puts force.
Got it.
Yeah.
You're an odds guy. I like to reference Vegas for odds. What are the odds that Fauci will face any penalties, criminals,
monetarily, anything?
Exactly.
Fines.
Any fines, criminal, anything like that. Fauci faces any of that.
Less than 5%.
Oh, you're even putting it that high?
Yeah, less than 5%.
Less than 5 is, but because you,
that's low.
And here's my question, Pat. When you're a bureaucrat like Fauci is, and you've been around for how many presidencies? 7? He's been around for a long time. My question is this: do they basically sit you down and they say, "Hey, listen, whatever we want you to do, because you're the voice, you're the head doctor on the of the NIH. Whatever you say is set in stone. You do this, and no matter what, you're never gonna see one day inside of a jail cell." Do you think that conversation happens, or is just an unsaid, untold thing where they're just like, "Hey, bro, you're a Democrat. We got you. Just don't ever F us up." You know what I mean? Do you think that conversation happens, Pat?
With him?
With him?
No, man.
You don't think so?
By the way, here's what I do think. What I do think will happen when you and I are 62 years old, okay? We're going to be at the movie theaters watching a movie called
Avatar 30?
COVID-19.
Yeah.
Is what the movie's going to be called. No joke. I'm telling you.
Okay.
He's going to be dead, and someone's going to have the courage to make a movie on some kind of a streaming service that's, on the right. And we're going to sit there and we're going to watch everything about Fauci, and you're going to say, get the hell out of here. And most people are going to be like, oh, who cares? Life moves on. This was 20 years ago. I don't give a shit about this. But some of us are going to care about it. Like, for example, Argo. When I watched the movie Argo with Ben Affleck, there's a scene where they're going to the embassy and they're getting them out. My dad watched that movie emotional because his sister was in the embassy when they came in, and she left and married a Marine or some soldier in the U.S. She left. She went to Ohio. Yeah. She left the entire. My dad's like, I had to go pick her up, and I had to do this, and I had to do that. So, but it took 30-something years until CIA was able to make the movie Argo. So maybe we're going to see that. I said 62 years old. I think we're going to be 74 years old when we see that movie about Fauci.
By the way, you know how old Fauci is now?
81?
I think he's like 82.
Yeah.
I will find it ironic, just as sort of some comedy, some satire here. 15 years from now, Anthony Fauci is 97 years old, and he's got diabetes, he's got prostate cancer, he's got some heart issues, he's got a heart arrhythmia, he's got all these pre-existing conditions, but he'll die of COVID.
Oh my God, that'd be so great. That would be poetic justice.
It was a
no.
COVID
What would be
death.
funny is if the prescriptions come out saying he took ivermectin. That's
Yeah,
what would be
that's
fun.
even
Like,
better.
look at this
Oh
guy.
my God.
I think that's the
Horse
real
tranquilizer.
story. That's the real story.
And it's like, Pat, it's like, and again, during the moment, during all the bias, all the media, all the everything, they got away with so much. Now it's like it's so far away. People are like, man, we got other shit to worry about. We got other fish to fry. Who gives a shit? Tate is sex trafficking. Fauci, whatever. I know people in California, Pat, in Glendale, California, that were putting Fauci's picture on, those lawn.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, he's not running for president. He's just a little guy that's head of the NIH. They were worshiping this guy, praising him.
Yeah, I mean, even
people that are putting Zelensky on there.
What do you mean? Zelensky's a gangster, bro. He came in like a sweater pajamas with a flag, tongue down Nancy Pelosi, and he left, bro. That guy's a gangster.
It's going to be. By the way, a lot of people, if you think about it, have stayed quiet a little too long on this topic here. A lot of people have been very quiet, not saying anything. Elon's tweet just kind of shows he's responding a little bit to topic, because there's nobody that talks about Matrix more than one guy.
Yeah, it's Tate.
One guy's the guy that talks about Matrix. I don't know how many
Lawrence
times.
Fishburne?
By the way, you know
Oh,
when was the
no.
first? You know when was the first time I watched Matrix?
Don't,
On the way to interview him.
Yeah, I was
Are
going to
you
say.
serious?
I'm dead serious with you.
I know this.
And I'm like, I'm a guy that understands the whole concept of it. But the first time I ever watched Matrix, I'm like, this guy likes the movie so much. Let me watch it on the way to
and you're a
Madrid.
movie guy. I can't believe you
I've
took
never
What?
watched. I've tried watching Matrix so many freaking times.
How'd you like it?
First 30 minutes drives me insane. It's too slow.
Yeah.
Movie starts too slow. I lose it.
Andrew,
But I watched through it. Go ahead.
Andrew Tate's Twitter account retweeted the Elon Musk meme
Yeah.
that we read earlier about an hour ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
About the what if I told you?
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, we got to get Keanu Reeves on this podcast.
Please, can we
I'm
find
telling you
out?
right now, Keanu Reeves, if you're listening to this, I know you're a big fan of the
so
podcast.
funny.
Is he?
Yeah, of course. What? Keanu
Why
Reeves?
wouldn't he?
Mate, what are you talking
Come on,
about?
dude.
Number one business
Oh, yeah,
podcast in the world.
Hello, business.
Let's talk about doing something with the Matrix, Keanu.
I would love to. Dude, that'd be great to talk to that guy. He's a G. Every video I see of him, either on a train in New York, giving people his seat. He's a G, bro. I really like him because he knows about the Matrix. He gets it.
Any other
with you.
stories before we wrap up here, Rob?
I don't
Do
know,
we have
but-
anything else?
Here's what I will say.
Go
We
ahead.
thought that yesterday was going to be the last podcast of the year. This is now turned. I think this is the last podcast of the year. I would
Imagine
think.
us having to do another
Unless-
emergency
yeah,
tomorrow, whatever.
Elon Musk got arrested. I don't know. That's going to be
Yeah.
that's going to be a thing. But I will say, I know there's how many people are live with us right now.
Shy of 20.
Okay,
20?
about 20,000 almost.
Hi, guys.
Guys, thank you. We do this every Tuesday, Thursday. If you have not subscribed to PBD Podcast or Valuetainment, we'd appreciate a sub.
Oh,
At this point.
please.
This is what we do around here.
Please.
We appreciate you.
Anyways, having said that, gang, for those that tuned in, came in, have a great weekend. Happy New Year to you. Have a blast, and we'll do this again next week. If something crazy happens, like such as
Go ahead.
Tate messages me saying, do you want to do a live together? If we get a call like that, we may do an emergency podcast again. But aside from that, wish everybody a happy New Year. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.